move on to the second semifinals matchup, Robin Van Gyn and Marion Hearty. Robin Van Gyn, of course, the 2021 Natural Selection Tour winner, and really adept at riding at all three venues despite the differences in terrain, or because of the differences in terrain. Let's hear what Robin has to say about it.
The Jackson course is quite different than both other venues. Backcountry snowboarding isn't just, the Jackson Hole course. It's Pillows, and it's Scary Cherry, and it's Deep Pow, and not jumps. And Alaska is super steep, spiny features. Like, every venue is so drastically different. And it's kind of new every time you go. Moving from Jackson to Baldface to Alaska, it's like riding three completely different courses.
This entire tour is set up to kind of showcase the arc of creating a video part. Where do you start? You start in the Rockies, you start down here in Jackson. As the season advances, you're going to British Columbia, and then of course you wrap it up in Alaska.
Well, here we have Robin Van Gyn. Like Mary said, she's last year's overall tour champion. And there she is, again, taking the rider's left side. Let's see if she mixes up the line. Elena did open up some new features on the right.
Robin was dropping in switch, but it looked like she had a little bit of trouble managing the terrain before getting to that first feature, and unfortunately had to skip it, but she's following up with a beautiful backside 3 tail grab and staying on her feet, managing what is another new portion of the course.
Well, compared to the first matchup here in the semifinals, that backside 3 right there, biggest error, biggest trick we've seen from the ladies yet today. Solid, smooth landing, and here is Robin making her way down, trying to get eyes on some features, taking a unique line. Nice little tail grab right there as she goes far rider's right. Let's see what she has in store for the bottom of her run.
Sat down a little bit right there, but I don't think that that's going to affect her scores too much. That was in between features, in between tricks, and we all know that the course itself, especially as you get to the lower section of it, is challenging just to ride.
Well, that's a great start to the semifinal heat here for Robin Van Gyn.
And back up at the top, we are now here with our final first-run competitor, Marion Hearty, hailing from the French Alps, has served her well in this Jackson course, as has the experience competing from 2021.
You have to memorize a lot what is in front of you. I think it's more a question about memory, and in Jackson Hole or on the farewell tour also. Yeah, you have to memorize a lot what you have to do and to be confident on your ride and to get big jumps and stuff like this.
It's been really watching Marion ride this week because her style is so big mountain. It's so powerful.
Super powerful. On day one, we saw just how she attacked the course, where a lot of the other women riders were having trouble with the conditions. Marion, all of a sudden, was like, how is she getting down this so fast? So that speaks highly to her background in big mountain riding. Kicking it off with a backflip.
Well, there she is, having a little trouble on the slob air on the step down right there. Here's Marion Hearty making her way down. First of 2 runs here, depending upon the tiebreaker here in the elimination format semifinals.
And I know that Marion, having that big mountain freeride background, she has definitely been putting a lot of focus on working on her tricks, knowing that the natural selection in particular focused so much on backcountry freestyle, and we're seeing that with her putting in more grabs, her backflip, like it is definitely showing.
Yeah, she has talked about being very dedicated to the progression, not only of being a part of this tour overall, but just in terms of her riding and wanting to keep adapting to the terrain, which is really cool.
Well, I'm not a judge, obviously, but I say I would give the edge slightly to Robin right there.
backflip was awesome.
That's what I love about being down here, is just sitting here. Robin's watching Marion go, and you're cheering the whole time. What'd you think of her run?
Honestly, that was badass. You.
And after watching the guys go this morning, I mean, what was your approach coming into this?
Oh yeah, they made it look super easy, so I was super confident.
And was it super easy or what?
It was not. Yeah, I definitely got hung up on that top drop-in, but I'm gonna try to go for it again.
Best of luck to you, Robin. What do you think here as you catch your breath? How about some water? You want some water? We got some water for you down here.
No, it's still tricky.
Yeah, it looks really, really fast. It looks really fast. Well, let's watch. Let's see how awesome you guys did on the first runs. It was beautiful.
I'm so happy.
Got the power.
Here's that backside 360 we were talking about. One of the biggest airs we've seen all day, regardless of the side of the card.
You're absolutely right, and it is really good looking. That's not just one of those tricks that you do to try and get points. Like, she put her heart and soul into that. That was an interesting little feature, Robin, catching that tranny. If she had gone too big, she wouldn't have had much of a landing. So that was showed that she made some good decisions, Marion, with that backflip. And then look at how big that feature actually is when we start getting these different angles.
And again, it's starting to get tracked up here. And that's where, is it an advantage to try to break through to a different part of the course with fresher landings? It's hard to tell.
Let's go again, baby.
So back up to the top, Robin and Marion will go. Robin is in the lead, but there's still one run, so you never know what will happen. It's truly still anyone's game. And Robin Van Gyn is set to drop for her second semifinals run. You know, the interesting thing too is while 2 of these 4 riders will get knocked out, all of them have already punched their ticket to stop 2 of the Natural Selection Tour at Baldface.
Yeah, when they get up to British Columbia, it's a whole different venue. It's also a whole different type of riding. It's a lot more fall line, a lot less free riding. It's going to be really interesting to see. And obviously it's on Scary Cherry. You know, we saw ultra natural, supernatural there. Now we're going to see some of those enhanced features up in British Columbia in a couple weeks.
All right, here we go. Robin Van Gyn getting the hand clap from Rob Kingwell, dropping in for her second run.
Yeah, Robin Van Gyn spends a portion of her winter as a tail guide up at Baldface Lodge, actually. So that's an interesting skill set she's bringing to this course. Not the way Robin wanted to start her run right there, but she did have a lead coming into this one. Worst case scenario for Robin is going to be a tiebreaker.
Oh, just when you thought her first run backside 3 tail grab couldn't get any better. That was all time.
Well, she knows what Marion's got. Marion is a seasoned competitor, freeride world tour champion. Last year she did very well, made it all the way through. Didn't quite make it to Alaska, but Robin knows she can't hold back to beat Marion.
She's staying on her feet so far.
This is a great run. This is definitely going to put the pressure on.
Absolutely. This is last year's Natural Selection Tour champion, Robin Van Gyn, making her way down in her second semifinal.
And Robin is one of the few competitors here who does not have a competition background. I mean, last year really was her first true competitive year of her career.
And it worked out pretty well for her.
Yes, it did.
How pumped are you on that?
Pumped?
How pumped?
I'm pumped.
How pumped?
I'm all the way pumped.
You should be pumped. That was all the way pumped up. Congratulations on another run. What's next? Now what? Sit down and just see what happens, eh?
That's right. I'm gonna see.
Do you need help here? We're gonna let you catch your breath,
Just
okay?
give me a sec.
And then maybe we can chat in a minute, all right?
Okay.
That's how you know how gnarly it is coming down that course. Right here, you're seeing it first, just deep breaths.
Appreciate the reminder to breathe from Jack Matrani down at the bottom. But of course, if there is someone who is a consummate competitor and knows how to deal with pressure, it is Marion Hearty. Robin just put the pressure on, turned the dial up a little bit, but Marion knows how to deal with that.
Yeah, Robin just definitely improved on her first run, so Marion Hearty coming into this behind definitely has to not only improve upon her first run, but she also has to improve upon Robin's improvement. Keeping her speed, not the cleanest landing, but keeping her momentum.
There we go. Oh, Marion adding a frontside 3 to this run and riding away, hanging onto it.
As you said, Mary, that Marion was going to, improve her bag of tricks from last year, and we just saw it right there with the frontside 360. New side of the course, opening it up, taking a unique line off the side there. This is Marion Hearty, 4-time freeride World Tour champion.
Not a huge error off that last one, kind of going off the side of the takeoff, but giving it everything it's got, trying to get a method out of it. Those little details are what the judges are going to be looking for that separate people.
And you can hear that that snow on that body cam a little bit at that bottom. That's challenging.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty brutal there at the bottom coming in.
Yeah. So happy. That was awesome.
And we'll go back up to look at the recap. I think what's great is both of those women really were going for it on their runs.
Had a hard time seeing what Robin's first hit was through the trees on the angle we saw. I didn't realize that she went totally inverted. That was an awesome way to start it off.
There's that backside 360, definitely the highlight of Robin's first and second runs.
I'd say that backside 3 is one of the highlights of what we've seen all day. I mean, that is beautiful.
Absolutely. Elena's got to be paying attention to that, because that's what, if Robin advances, Elena will be up against.
I see some of the Shrub brothers hanging out there up in the rider's tent.
There's Marion. I think she had a cleaner landing on the first run, so she had some room to make up, which she did there with the frontside 360.
She hung onto it. She didn't get the grab. It was not as clean as I'm sure she would have liked. It looked like she was going for the grab and then concentrated on making sure she got it around. But riding away clean is important on that one.
Well, it looks like we have our finalists.
So we know who's going to be advancing to the finals round is Robin Van Gyn, and we're going to check in with Stan at the top of the course.